Howdy everyone, and welcome to today's Peace class. I know it says week 11 above, but are we week 10, week 11? Remember, now that we're into the final part of the semester, after the midterms, we only have a few weeks left now. This semester we're doing a 15-week class, not a 16-week, so I've jumped a week, but we are in week 10 at school. So don't worry. Now, what we're going to do today is we're just going to do, again, study for the test. I've got a couple of things to ask you, and then we're going to go to Zoom class. So hopefully today is going to be as fun as last week. You're going to get a chance to practice your English. So I'm going to speak quickly, not too fast, but I'm going to speak quickly and go through everything. And just like over here, we're using our egg yolk and we're being really cute, like nyam punch, you know. But hopefully everybody's doing well today, and if you have any questions, let me know. So let's move along. Now, before we start today, I'm going to give you a little quiz, and this quiz is just for fun. So I'm going to ask you to pause me now, and the idea is when you pause me now, like that, you will try to solve the quiz. Now, as you can see above me is Simon Cowell, and he's doing a very, very face palm, because I've got a quiz for you. The quiz is really fun and fantastic and amazing, and you will hate me after I give you the answers. But I'm happy and I'm smiling and I'm so happy to do this every time. So what I'd like you to do is to just write down the answers just on your worksheet. Try to guess what is the answer. So you ready? Why is 6 afraid of 7? There's an answer and you're going to try to think of it. The second one, if you look at the number on my face, you won't find 13 any place. So it's a little quiz. I want to give you just 1 minute. Pause the video for a minute. Try to write down the answer. So 3, 2, 1, pause. So we're going to go through this one by one. So as you can see, Simon Cowell is, why is 6 afraid of 7? There's an answer. What's the answer? Because 7, 8, 9. Hi. Maybe you like Fraser, that's the worst. JGag. I didn't make this joke. It's not a joke, it's like nonsense quiz. So as you can see, 7, 8, 9. So 6 is scared of 7 because 7, 8, eat 9. And the last one, if you look at the number on my face, you won't find 13 any place. What is it? A clock, that's right. And this time it's not really super nonsense, but this is called a clock face or a watch face. So that's why we say face. I'm sorry, okay. But look, we have 2 more, so you must be super excited. I'm excited, you must be excited. It's an amazing day. You know, Children's Days happened, holidays have happened, it's Teacher's Day, it's Parents' Day. It's a great time. Next one, what room can no one enter? What is it that's always coming but never arrives? Okay, so 3, 2, 1, pause me now. I love you. Just remember, I love you. It's terrible joke time. So what's the room that no one can enter? Mushroom. What is it that's always coming but never arrives? This one's logic. Tomorrow! Yes, that's right. So we have the next answer. Bye bye. So as you can see, we're just studying for the test again. Remember, there's five things to do today. So these are the page numbers, 99, 100, 102, 104, and 106. So you can make a note, that's what we're studying for the test. So make sure you're at page 99. Now this is all about cyberspace, living in the cyberspace world. Now, the idea is it's very simple to understand. We all know computers. There's words in here, and there's a few things, you know, like expressions that we need to remember. So we're going to do part C and D on page 99. So you'll look very carefully at the story, and you'll notice there's a red dot. The red dot words in the dialogue are words that we need. Okay? So if we look at it very carefully, you'll see that in C there's a couple of questions, and then in D it's just matching them together. So first of all, when you read it, answer just 3 questions. What is D doing? What kind of problem does Amy have? And what does D recommend to Amy? So pause me now, read through it, but remember the ones with the red dots are the important words. So 3, 2, 1. So let's go through the answer. First of all, what's she doing? She's using her PC. She's sending an instant message, maybe Kakao Talk. Next one. What problem? Her computer froze, like blue screen, black screen. Nothing's moving. She's clicked an attachment, opened it, and she has a problem. What does D recommend to Amy? The number one thing? Restart. Start the computer again and hope that it works. So this is always what people say. They always say restart, and that's how it does it. So if we go on to the next part, the idea is just to match them. So you can see there is 5 expressions here, but there are 4 words that you can match them with. So there's 5 expressions in the actual dialogue, but there's only 4 to match them with. So if you look, there's just fooling around. Takes care of it. Couldn't hurt. I'll just be a second. Does the trick. And there's 4 answers that you can match them with. Won't take a long time. Not doing anything serious. Is worth trying. And fixes the problem. So pause me now and match them together. Okay, so you've done it, right? The first one, just fooling around, is not doing anything serious. Next one. Fixes the problem when you take care of it. When you take care of your friend, maybe I'm sick, then my mum takes care of me. Fixes my problem, take care of something. Next one, couldn't hurt. It means is worth trying. So I might say to somebody like, oh, it couldn't hurt to drink soju and beer. It's somek. So it means it's a good thing to do. It's worth trying. You know, it's going to be okay. It's never okay. Alright, next one. I'll just be a second. It means a short time. Won't take a long time. Very short time. So in English, I'll be like, oh, I'll just be a sec. Or I'll just be a minute. Most people say minute because they know second is so short. So they're like, oh, just be a minute. It means like, just give me a short time and I'll be ready. So in English, you might say like, Fraser, slow down. Or you might say, Fraser, give me a minute. I'm still writing, like that. The last one, does the trick. Does the trick means, wabam, fixes the problem. So if you want to fix the problem, you know, you have some issue, you could say it does the trick. So for example, I had, you know, like some problem with my arm, like I broke my arm. Then you'd be like, gips, or English, cast. Cast does the trick. So the cast fixed my problem. But we usually use it for like food, so you'd be like, oh, kimchi does the trick. When I have a cold, it means kimchi made me feel better. So those are the meanings of those. So let's go on to the next one. I've made questions, and we're going to do this in Zoom time. I've used vocabulary questions. They're all in your on your worksheet, so you can see them here. We'll ask the questions and write down some answers during time. Anything that you don't finish in Zoom time, you can just write your own answer in afterwards, okay? So remember, the first question, which of your friends likes fooling around a lot? Who's always kidding and joking, like not serious person? If you have a cold, what does the trick to make you feel better? So what kind of things makes you feel better? Like, you know, like maybe you think like hot, like tea makes you feel better. If you have a problem with your homework, who takes care of it? Who helps you with your hard homework? When you have a problem, who is always there in a second? So who always comes quickly to help you, to save you? Next one. Which restaurant in your hometown should we try? So to answer this question, you want to say, it couldn't hurt to try Vips. It means like Vips is a good choice. So hurt to try. So ask the question and you answer, it couldn't hurt to try. If you have a problem with your laptop, who fixes it? AS Center, right? Easy question, so we could do that one. What does the trick when you have a hangover? So remember, when you have a hangover, maybe you like to have a haejangguk to get over it, or maybe you like to jjikukbap. You know, like some kind of food or drink maybe does the trick. So maybe you drank a lot and you have a hangover, so your head is hurting, you're vomiting, this is a hangover, then that's right. You could maybe say like hot 6 does the trick, or like condition up, or power up, some kind of drink to make you feel better. Which of your friends always says that they'll be just a second but never are? This question means which of your friends is always late? High school friend, middle school? You can say anybody. We don't know them, so don't worry. So that'll be in Zoom. Let's go on to the next one. Hey everybody, we're back again. So now we're on to page 100. And now all we're doing is looking at page 100. And we're just looking at the vocab words. Now these should all be super easy words. Like monitor, you say monitor in English. Screen, you can also say screen in English. Mouse, touchpad, pull down menu, toolbar, goes across. Like all of these are really simple words that should be easy for you to understand, okay? Like I don't think they're very difficult words. If they are, I'm sorry, I don't know about that, but I think you'll be perfect with them. So don't worry about them. As I say, there's all the words. Everybody uses, smartphones, tablets, computers, everything's on there. Just remember, scroll bar is at the side to go up and down, and my cursor is moving. But we have a pull down menu, so it pulls down, or some people call it a drop down menu, so it like drops down. So we have those ones. The other ones are also there, the smaller ones, like open a file, save a file, print a file, close a file, cut, copy, paste, homework, Wikipedia. Click on, select, highlight, scroll up, scroll down. So scroll up, go up, scroll down is to go down. So all of these vocab words are on page 100. You need to know them. It's not going to be like a test of like this, I think, for the final test, but that's just the words you need to know, okay? At the top of the page, there's some key phrases, and they're just asking about helping each other and giving assistance. So could you take a look at my smartphone? Could you help me? This is the main thing. And in English, we use well. And well is used at the start to introduce a problem or introduce our explanation of how we're going to do something. So you'd be like, Fraser, can you look at my smartphone? And then I'd say, well, I don't know smartphones very well. You should ask my friend. They can help you. Or you'd be like, well, the answer to the question. So when you say well, it means you're going to start introducing the problem or the answers. And it also is a filler. It gives you time to think about the answer. So you're like, well, thinking time? The answer is, da-da-da. So you'd be like, Fraser, who's your favorite K-pop band? Maybe I don't know my favorite band. So then I'd be like, well, and then think a second, and then I can answer. So, well, twice, or well, Red Velvet, like this. You could answer like that, or well, BTS. All of these are okay. So on the page, they talk about problems. Now, all the problems in the textbook are about computers. Oh, my computer crashed. Can you restart it? But that's not fun to talk about. So what I'm going to get us to do is just to have a little fun practice, a little Hollywood action time together with your partner. And you're going to say, could you take a look at this? Your intonation will go up. You'll talk about your problem. And then your friend answer, what's the problem? So when you're asking the question, your intonation will go, could you look at this? And then be like, oh, what's the problem? My voice goes down. And then you can talk about it. All I want you to do is I want you to talk to your partner, and I want you to reassure them. So just talk to them and make them feel okay. Tell them something that's going to help them. So I'm going to get you to rock, scissors, paper, and one of you is going to be A and one of you is going to be B. And you're just going to have to talk together and say, what would you do in this situation? What would fix the problem? So here are the problems. I'd probably go over here, a little bit smaller maybe, it's okay. So, tiny Fraser, hi. Alright, so you have food poisoning. What would you do? Reassure them, tell them the good things. You just had a fight with a friend. How would you solve this problem? So each time, just say how you're going to solve this problem. You just lost 50,000 won. You have a terrible headache. You got an F in major class. Your laptop is frozen. The printer is broken. The copy center is not open. You can't print your homework or assignment to give to somebody. I lost my USB. And the biggest problem, Fraser didn't say hello to me, so maybe he's mushy you. Then you can be beaching with Fraser. Next one, my car won't start. My phone fell in the toilet. My English level is getting worse. I forgot my makeup today. I broke up with my boyfriend/girlfriend. The cafeteria doesn't have any meat. My car has a huge scratch on it. My dog ate my homework. I hurt my leg while out in Mosa last night. Mosa is Mosa Sagori, and that's at HUFS. Now, many of you haven't been here, so you won't know Mosa. So think about if you were drunk, dancing and playing with your friends, and you hurt your leg, how could you feel better? What would you do? I feel tired from studying so late last night. Me too. So what would you say to your friends? All I want you to do is in Zoom, is just talk to your partner, give them some advice, okay? Just for fun. Now, I've had to move me just so we can get through the next part. The next part is all about comparison. As, adjective, as. And the idea is we're going to compare two things. Look at two things and say which one is bigger or smaller, better or worse. But we're not going to use ER form. We're using the form as, as. So my smartphone is as good as my laptop. So we always need is or are, depending. We need the correct form. So my smartphone is as good as my laptop. Which is better? That's right. They are the same. So my smartphone is good, ding. My laptop is good, ding. So we would say my smartphone is as good as my laptop. It means they are the same quality. Both are good. Next one. Fraser is as handsome as Shrek. Who is more handsome? Who is more handsome? Nobody. I am more handsome. Now, if you're a good student, you would have looked at the grammar and you would have said, you're the same. Shrek and Fraser are the same. So, thank you. Beat him. Really beat him today. I'm actually in a good mood, so don't worry. Next one. As you can see here, the grammar is very simple. We're just gonna sometimes use a few words to change the meaning. So, Fraser is as handsome as Shrek. We are the same. But if we use just, Fraser is just as handsome as Shrek, there's no change in the meaning. It's emphasis point. So, the example. The new speakers are as good as the old ones. So the new speakers are as good as the old one. They are the same. The next one. The iFriend tablet is just as nice as the F40. They are, that's right, the same. They are both nice. Now, if we use almost, it means not exactly the same. So the Gia is almost as fast as the BMW. So we have A, Gia, B, the BMW. So A is almost as fast. Which one is faster? The BMW. So the BMW, the last one, is faster because we have almost. So maybe this one is 99, kilometers per hour. This one is 100. Almost, so close. But B, the second one, is better or faster than the first one. So A, 99, B, 100. So you can see it a little bit. So this shows the difference. Almost as fast as. But if you look here, there's another way to show difference. It's using not. So not as something as. Now in English, we usually say not quite if there's a very small difference. But we can also say not nearly, which means a big difference. So if we look very carefully at this, it says our new printer isn't as noisy as the old one. So we're using the first example. Our new printer isn't as noisy as the old one. Which is noisier? The old one. So in this case, the new printer, A, isn't as noisy as B. This one is very noisy, the second one. So we're looking at the adjective noisy, and we're looking to see. So it's noisy. Number one, the new printer isn't noisy. So let's have a look at number two. The G4 isn't quite as expensive as the Z90. So this time we're looking at expense. Which one is more expensive? That's right, the Z90. And is it a lot more expensive? No, because we use quite. The Panasonic isn't nearly as affordable, cheap, as the Zeta B. So the Panasonic isn't nearly as affordable as the Zeta B. So this time we want to know which is the cheaper one. That's right, the Zeta B. And the Zeta B is cheaper than the Panasonic, and it's nearly. So in this case, the Panasonic isn't nearly as affordable as the Zeta B. Zeta B is $10. Everyone can buy it, $10. But the Panasonic is $100. The difference is big. But because we're looking at which one is cheaper, the Zeta B is last because it's more cheap. It's cheaper than this one. So we use is as blank as or is not as blank as to do this grammar today. So what I'd like you to do is to go through some very easy examples, have a look in the textbook and go through them. There's so many ways to write this, but my face isn't nearly as small as yours. My hair isn't as long as yours. These are the examples in the book, and we're going to go through them, easy examples. But let's have a look at the book. Number one, it says the new Shine keyboard is popular. The one from Digitech is popular too. And we have just as something as. But in this case, just has no meaning. It's just emphasis. So don't worry about them. They are both popular, so it's going to write easily. So if we're writing the sentence, we would write, the new Shine keyboard is just as popular as the one from Digitech. So they are the same. Now I want you to pause me and go through the other ones and look carefully. There's just, almost, which means there's a difference, not nearly, and not quite. So you have to make sure that you look carefully which one is the A one, the first one, and which one is the B one. So some of them, they are the same, no difference. But if there's a difference, remember, the second one is usually the more of what you're looking at. So you can figure it out. So pause me now. Let's go through the answers. The next one, the XQ joystick is just as easy to use as the J-Rock joystick. So remember, easy to use. That's the adjective that we're comparing. The C50 monitor is almost as large as the C30. So the C50 is large. The C30 is a little larger. Remember, the second one is the biggest one. Comtech's new mini tablet is just as small as Sango's. They're the same. The CCTV speakers are not nearly as powerful as the Soundtech speakers. The Soundtech ones are really powerful. The other ones are not powerful. And the last one, when Fraser goes to Tiny Fraser, you can see here, the Sentinel monitors are not quite as inexpensive as the Icon monitors. They said not quite, so I've written it this way. You may have written it as expensive. You could have said the Icon monitors are not quite as expensive as the Sentinel monitors. If you wrote expensive, they would just change around. That's the only difference. Now on your paper, I'm just going to get you to talk together, and when you have your time in Zoom, I want you to ask each other like, oh, like how long's your hair, or you could say, how tall you are. You could say anything you want, and just write down some things that were similar between you and your partner. If we have time in Zoom, this is what we'll do. If we don't have time, just write down some comparisons for you and your family members. That's okay as well. And you can always say, when you're making comparisons, you're not nearly as funny, handsome, smart, cute, perfect as me, joking, but you can be serious too. So after you've finished talking to your partner, just write it down. All right, everybody, let's take a short break. Okay, everybody, and again, today's class is heavy on the vocab, so it should be pretty easy. On page 104, You can see there's just a bunch of, descriptions and expressions and vocabulary that we're going to use. We're going to use this when we do Zoom, so you're just going to talk to your partners. So let's have a look at the first one, visit a website. You go to the website. In English, some people used to say visit a website. That's okay. Surf the internet, surfing. Join an online group, so there's lots of online communities where you can join them. Post a message, so you put the message out there somewhere. Attach a file with your emails, you attach it, like put it in. Upload a file means to the cloud or the net, depending on where people are from. Share a link, so Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you share the address of something. Download an application. You have lots of apps, so it's easy. Go to Play Store or iStore. Send an instant message, instant message between people, so like Kakao Talk. Look up information. Download a file. Stream a video like Netflix or streaming services, and check emails. So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to go and just ask your partner some questions. So again, this is in Zoom time, and if you look at your worksheet, they're all there. You can just ask them some questions. If you don't have time to ask and people like Pingsu, then knock yourself out. You can ask your family, talk to your friends. It's all okay. So it's all good. I mean, I do more dances, but I'm sat down, so let's move on. Okay, the final part for today is just a reading exercise on page 106. So you're going to read about this, and then you're going to answer the questions at the bottom. So what kind of problems have you had on the internet? You can just write down, any issues you've had, maybe none. The next one, what kind of things do you see on the news about the internet? Maybe voice phishing or, some other kinds of scam on the internet to steal people's money. Now, on here, there's three kind of main topics. The first one is identity thief. Thieves that steal your personal information about you, like your ID number, credit card numbers, and they can, sell that information to other people, like other criminals. The next one is a computer virus, like a Trojan horse or a malware, adware, spyware that can steal information secretly from inside. Cyberbullying. Cyber, information and internet messaging, bullying to scare people with power and violence. So cyberbullying is like group chatting and causing, problems to people, going on their personal accounts and sending bad negative messages to people. All this kind of thing is mentioned in the three reading topics. So I'd like you to read it, and then I'd like you to do the matching exercise afterwards. So pause it now, and then let's go on to the next part. The questions, you're going to do the answers to all of them. So above me is Hackerman. So Hackerman is telling us about it. So the first one, a hacker is C, a person who enters the computer system without permission. A computer virus is a program that causes problems. A criminal is a person who breaks the law. Junk email is advertisements you didn't request. So people would say spam, like that. Next one, antivirus is going to save you. Cyberbully is a person who sends cruel or negative messages online. So then an identity thief is somebody who steals your personal information. So as you can see, this is really simple for today's class. The vocabulary and expressions I think you're okay with. If you have a problem, just let me know. And that's it for today. We're all finished for today, so don't worry. We're going to go to Zoom, and we're going to just have a bit of fun, and we're just going to play, okay? Talk together with your friends, and everything's going to be all right. Now, unfortunately, I can't do any cute pose like this and leave, It doesn't work, so it doesn't matter. Everybody, have a lovely day, and I'm going to see you in Zoom in a second. So, see you soon. Bye.